Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to give you an amazing tip. Did you know that if you add cloves to your daily coffee, you can get incredible health benefits? I'm going to tell you more about this wonderful combination of two powerful foods. I'll even teach you how to prepare the right dose the right way. You're going to love it. Stay until the end. You won't want to miss this. Before we start, tell me, how do you drink your coffee on a daily basis? Do you brew it or do you use those coffee machines? Do you add anything to your coffee, any spices, whipped cream, condensed milk? Some people put all sorts of things in it. Or do you drink it black? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video. It really helps me out here on the channel. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, don't wait, share the video. Let's spread this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here on the channel. Coffee is part of our daily life. Almost everyone has a cup of coffee, at least in the morning. Some people keep drinking it throughout the day, have it in the afternoon. And when people think about coffee, we think about caffeine, right? But coffee is a very nutritious, very rich beverage. It's quite rich in polyphenols, especially chlorogenic acid, and other components that modulate inflammation, act as antioxidants, affect glucose metabolism, and even liver function. We know, in fact, that coffee has a protective effect on the liver. As for clove, it's not just a spice. It's actually one of the richest spices in eugenol that exists. Eugenol is a phenolic compound with very potent anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and antimicrobial properties. In addition, clove contains flavonoids, tannins, and minerals that play important roles in metabolic processes. So, thinking about combining coffee with clove will give us an even more nutritious and powerful drink for our daily lives. The first benefit you can get is related to additional help in controlling blood sugar. The eugenol present in clove can help reduce this low-grade inflammation, and we know that when this inflammation becomes chronic, it worsens insulin resistance. When inflammation decreases, the insulin receptor works better, which makes it easier for glucose to enter the cell. Coffee, on the other hand, contains chlorogenic acid, as I've already mentioned to you, so it can quickly reduce glucose absorption in the intestine and improve the post-intestinal glucose response. Now, this is not a free pass, okay? So you can't just say, I'm going to have a little coffee here and then eat whatever I want. I'll eat a whole tub of ice cream and an entire pizza. That's not the point of this video. Always remember that to have good blood sugar control, and for all the other conditions I'm going to talk about here, you need to have a balanced diet, use common sense, see your doctor, get regular checkups, see a nutritionist, and exercise. Let the foods help you, but don't rely solely on them as if they were a miracle, because that won't work. This mixture can also have a beneficial effect on the liver and our metabolism. As I mentioned, regular consumption of coffee in moderate amounts has already been associated in several studies with a lower risk of fatty liver, fibrosis, and progression of liver diseases. It has a hepatoprotective role. Clove comes in here as an antioxidant booster. Eugenol helps to reduce oxidative stress, which is one of the main factors that overload our liver, especially when we have excess glucose, visceral fat, and systemic inflammation. So when you manage to improve these things, reduce inflammation, and provide antioxidants to the liver, you create a more favorable metabolic environment. So it's really a good combination if you're also looking to improve your liver health in a complementary way. And then many people ask, will it help with weight loss? Because coffee is thermogenic, we know that it can play this role. This combination also draws attention in the context of weight loss, because yes, coffee has this thermogenic effect, which is already well established. It increases energy expenditure and can help mobilize fat as an energy source. And clove, although it's not a very potent thermogenic, improves digestion and reduces inflammation, right? Which once again can help in this whole process. When we talk about reducing inflammation, we're also talking about improvement in insulin resistance. I mentioned this to you when I talked about sugar, about blood, and when we manage to control insulin resistance, we promote this weight loss process indirectly. This mixture also greatly aids digestion and a healthy gut because clove has well-known carminative and antispasmodic properties. So it helps reduce gas formation and abdominal discomfort by decreasing that excessive fermentation in our intestines. And coffee, on the other hand, stimulates bowel movement. Many people say they have a ritual of having their morning coffee and then going to the bathroom right after. So it has this ability to stimulate bowel movements. So together, they can improve digestion, reduce the feeling of bloating and gas. So it can be a good option. Just be careful if you have gastritis or reflux, right? If that's very pronounced, then in that case, it wouldn't be a good idea. Another point is regarding the brain, focus, memory, having more energy to work, to study, being more focused. Coffee, we already know it has this wonderful correlation with all of that. And clove complements it with its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory components, which help protect neural function and brain health in a more enhanced way. It's not just about staying more awake, it's about keeping the brain functioning with less inflammation, once again. And once again, always with a complementary effect. So what's the best way to do it? If you got excited and want to know how to add this to your daily routine, how do you do it the right way? Because it's no use just taking brewed coffee, throwing a clove in there, and thinking you'll get results. Very little will be extracted because clove is a very tough, very hard spice. So for us to be able to extract it, we have to bring it to a boil. That's what we call a decoction of the spice, of the compound. So you take about 3 cloves, put them with a bit of water in a small pot or a kettle, and bring it to a boil. It needs to be enough water so that after you bring it to a boil, you can let it boil for about 5 minutes. So it can't be just a little bit of water or else it will all evaporate. So go ahead and use plenty of water for the tea to really extract those amazing compounds. Once you've strained it, use that as your base to brew the coffee. Just look at how incredible that turns out. You get a potent clove tea perfectly infused into your coffee. Another option is to just take the ready-made coffee and add a bit of clove to it. In this case, it needs to be crushed in a mortar, ground up, because when we grind it, we release its particles, and that also favors a better transfer. Of course, there's no point in making this wonderful coffee with clove and then adding condensed milk, whipped cream, syrups. There's a syrup for everything these days. A lot of sugar, right? Ideally, you should just brew it the way I told you, with nothing added. And remember, you don't have to use just clove. Cinnamon is a good option. Whey protein, creatine. I have many videos here talking about what to mix into your coffee to enhance this drink that we end up having every day. So why not also make it a habit, a routine, to have your coffee and add some other ingredient that's good for us, right? It's a great idea to combine these habits. That way it helps us stick to this intake more easily, to be more consistent. Tell me what you put in your coffee every day. I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that helps me a lot, and share it with anyone who would enjoy it or needs it. Let's spread this chain of kindness. That's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.